Alright guys, welcome to today's tutorial, and we're going to do a quick crash course on airDesign framework. Quickly head over to my GitHub page. Alright, so let's go to airDesign. Let's go to airDesign and do a clone on it, or download it from this place. So it's about 2 megabyte. Alright, so just quick download it. So after downloading, quickly come to your download folder, and since I downloaded it as a compressed file, I'm going to my compressed file, and I have it here, airDesign master. So I'm just going to extract it here. Yeah, so this is it. This is what we have here. This true, you can read about it, and you're going to need the CSS airDesign here, and the font icons, fonts. CSS is something you can use to extend it. Yeah, basically the framework was written in SCSS. So let me quickly create a new project at a folder called, let's say, course, and I'm going to create a new project here called crash course. Okay, right, and I'm going to open it with Visual Code. So I'm opening folder, and it's called, I did a crash course, that's it here. So you can create it any way you want, probably at your desktop or documents. Do you want to save changes you're made to Premiere? Alright, so now that we have it here, let me make it a bit bigger. Okay. Right, so I'm going to create a new file called index.html. I'm going to make my quick. Right, so now I have this in here, the HTML here, and I'll go back to my project. There's it. So crash code, I'll go into it, and that's the index we created, and then I'll go back to my download airDesign. So compress airDesign is it. I'm just going to need CSS the font, so I have them here, CSS, but I don't need all these stuff. Font awesome is, it doesn't belong to me. It's font awesome, and I like using their stars. So font awesome, you can come in here for updates on their icons and stuff, so that you can use it for your designs if you want. All right, and then you can also check out for pro. All right, just by the way. Okay, so after pulling it here, they are here. So quickly create an HTML. Okay, I like creating HTML5, and this is an image stuff. So I'm just going to skip everything here and just say that airDesign crash course. All right, now say hello designers. Okay, so I'm going to do go live here. I want to because this is basically just an HTML, so I'm going to just do go live, and it's starting a server here. Each time I make a changes, I'm going to see it reflecting here, so which means I just have to divide the screen into two so that you can really see what we are doing here. And then make it a bit bigger here, let's say around 150%. Hello designers. All right, so okay, basically an A2 element, and I'll put it here. All right, so no, I think it's too big. This is okay for you guys, I think. All right, so this is how it looks like by default. This is what you have here, and then we want to link our CSS here. So I'll link airDesign, and I just link it to the CSS folder, and that's it, airDesign. After linking it, then if I save it, look what happens here. Then the font will change and the background will change a bit. Saving it, and then it's reloading, and now that's what you're seeing. This font is called Barrier. That's what we are using. It's by Antipo. Antipo made it, and it's an open source font, so I used it for the framework, and it's very nice. And the background color has changed a bit. So without the CS airDesign, that's what happens. This how it looks like, and then with airDesign, now have this. All right. So let's quickly do a header. We are going to quickly create a normal header element. I say A2, and I'll say page title here. So this is how it looks like, page title and everything boring. To change it to header using airDesign, we have a class. It's going to be AD header, be the name for it. Sorry for the typos. Saving it, and I'm saying refresh here, and then now I'll come here to and add a class of title. Okay, so everything is fixed now, and I can try to keep the background color BG white. Alright, let me make it a bit smaller so that you see how it looks like. That's how it looks like. Alright, so basically what's up with this? Basically you're seeing a header here, which makes sense, but the AD you don't understand. AD simply means airDesign, and we don't want to cause any conflict between your custom CSS with the frameworks. So we have AD to represent that is something that is coming from airDesign's header. Okay, and we have some other classes for certain background colors. So like we have BG for background and white. All right, so we have BG white, we have BG dark. That's a black color. That's our black. It's not totally black. And if you come down here, you see something you call key. This is our colors that you're using. The name appears called prime, and this is called pink. It's called tea green. This is called yellow. This is called dark. We don't really have something called primary or warning or danger. I mean, we decide to use the color names itself, which means that you can extend it. If you're using the SCSS, you can go to the buttons file, and then you can extend it. You can basically just a mixing or a function in CSS. Just change it. All right. So if I go by the name prime, yeah. Now I change this one to prime. I save it. It's not the primary color, so it's called prime. Basically just a turquoise. So just do a pink here. Our pink. It's a pink here. We do a yellow. It's a yellow. You're seeing a yellow here. Right. So basically let's just go for white as default. Later you can change it later. So that's how to create a header here. It's very simple. So without a header, that's how it looks like. All right, but with a header, now very nice and neat and clean. All right. So you realize that at first creating a header is very simple like this. Okay, you can put something here, hello, and it works. But look at where it is. So if you want to specify a title, just putting an A2 element there and say page title doesn't work. See, it distorts the entire design. In order for airDesign to know that this particular element is supposed to be seen as a title for the page in the header, you have to add the class title, and that will fix that ugliness there. Right. And basically, all right, so I think that is cool, right? No, you're seeing that this is capitalized, right? But in here it's not capitalized. If we want to see it just as it is here, you have to add a class called text normal. That's just font formatting, text formatting stuff. I have font normal, I have upper. If they're all small letters, they can change it to capital letters. So and then lower also make it lowercase, right? So let's just forget about it. Okay, so I'm going to quickly create something here that you might not really understand, but don't worry about it. So wrapper here, and I'm going to create a row. I'm going to create 3 columns. So AD column, and then X means extra small, then of course 4. So 4 will go there, and I'm going to create, right, so just do this. So they are there, but I can create a div with AD card and a background color of white so that I can see it. I can give a title and say buttons. Okay, so you're seeing it here, so I can probably copy all these stuffs and put it in here. You don't need to worry about all these stuffs. This is basically our grid system, and so 4 plus 4 plus 4 just give you 12, just like bootstraps, how bootstraps behave. Okay, so forget about it. So this is how you create a card. You have a card there in airDesign, and you give it a title. So without a title, what happens? Now there's isn't that kind of padding and that thinness to it. Alright, the class title, everything fits. And of course, you can add the text normal and then text upper or text lower to it. Now you can also create whatever you want here. So let's just of course on buttons now. So if you are creating the first button, let's see BTN, let's see the button. This is how it looks like. Alright, basically that's how the default button will look like. Alright, so with airDesign, you add a button using ADBTN. Okay, and that will give you this design there. Right, so I can take off this particular background from the card so I can see it transparently. I can add AD flat to it. Okay, so you can see whatever is happening here. Okay, so that's the default button here. Default button, that's how it looks like. So with AD button, you change it to this place, and if you zoom in, let me zoom in just for the sake of the button, right? So you are seeing that it has a bit of border radius here, curves, a bit of curves around the vertex or the edges here, right? You can get rid of it if you want to have sharp edges. Just add an AD block to it, right? That's very sharp edges here. And if you want them to be rounded, you have to add AD round to it. Okay, that's very nice and simple. How do I know all these things? These are things that we call key classes in airDesign. So it's this key class, you have AD flat, which means things flat. So basically, let me come back to here. Just explain what AD flat is about. So you are seeing by default, you are seeing a shadow here. You have some shadows here. It looks like it's coming out. You have a shadow here too. You have shadows here too at the cast. If you want to get rid of all the shadows and you want to make it totally flat design, that's where you add the AD flat to it. So using the button as an example, and if I hover, this happens. If I add AD flat to it, it's just totally flat, no shadows. The same thing can be applied to the header and any element of the, that is with airDesign. So I can come to the header here, and I'll just add AD flat to it. Now it's totally flat, right? Okay, so I'll just quickly come in here. Right, I'll copy you and put you here, and I'll just say, so the default button will be there. So the default button, and then if you want to make it sharp, okay, you just have to make it AD block to get sharp edges. Let me just take this guy off again. and AD round will make it round. Why AD block and AD round? So if you come to the key classes again, you have flat. Flat means send the element into a flat design. This removes all shadows and other CSS properties that makes the element isometric. Forget about it. And then you have the AD block, which turns the into a block design. So it removes all border radiuses. That's basically what it does. And AD round 2, takes into, gives it more curvy design. So that's what you just experience. Just experience the block and then the round here. And this one by default, just like the button, you have some small curves here. If I come to the card and I try to add AD block to it, which means block will make it blocky, very sharp. Okay. But if I make it round, see, it makes it more rounder, and that is even more curvy than this, right? So by default, if you click buttons, let me come back to our buttons. This is how you get them. They're like this, and they glow or they shine. They shine this primary color. We have our prime color. That's how it shines. You can change them, and that is very simple to do. So basically, I just have to say button styles here because it looks like I've started button. I'm sorry, button shapes. I'm trying to keep this in within an hour, so I'm moving really quick. Sorry, guys. This is button shapes, right? So the button shapes, I can say that I can come back to here. Just copy and paste it here and make it button shine. Okay, so and I'll just make it flat design to remove all the shadows from here. Totally flat. Okay, and I can also decide to take off the background color of white. Alright, so that's so button shine. So what do I want to change the colors here? Basically, by default, it comes at this, right? So let me round block. Okay. So if I want to change this is prime shine. I want to change it to the other colors we have here by default. I can do that. How do I do that? I just add shine, then the name. So I can say shine pink. And when I hover it, it's now pink. This is the primary color, it's now pink. So I can just write here shine pink. We have shine yellow, of course. Shine yellow. Alright. And they are here. Tea green. I didn't even talk about tea green yet, so I just add it here. Tea green, right? So just tea green. So this is green and yellow, pink, and then the primary color. That's how it comes with. So basically that's it, right? And of course you can add more. You can add stars too. You can add round next to it. They will work for you, and they are cool, right? So basically that is it for the button shining. The color, change the color. What about giving it the color, a color itself? Giving the button a color. Giving the button a color too is very simple. I just copy all the stuffs here, put them here. Let's say button colors or color, button color, and I'll take this guy off. Now make it a flat design, really flat. So if I want to give it a color, I can say btn then prime. That's what you're using. So btn prime for the primary color, and so prime color. So let's say color pink. So btn pink, make it a pink color. btn yellow, give it a yellow color, and then btn green color, right? That's what we have. And of course we have a dark color too, and I love it. I had to say so btn dark, use that color. it's part of the colors we have here. That's it. So if you want to use the hexadecimal for for your design, you can also decide to copy the hex code and then use it. All right. So that's it here. And let me check if the shine half dark there. I don't know how we want to do that. Guess for. All right, it's there. Right, great. All right, and by the way, the colors goes further. Not just this. It has. I extended them to blue too, so called BTN blue here for blue color. See, so it's different from the prime. And then we also have BTN red. Oh, come on. Red. That's the red color. And then the normal green to can come. Okay, so that's the green. Right. So you can combine all these styles and basically they are lifted up, right? You can see you can add flat to them to make them very flat. Okay, so I'll just go on ahead and make it a bit smaller. Okay, no, well, go on with, I think I have some space here, so I can try to do some style CNC style. Okay, so button styles, I'm going to use this colors. So button styles, they require colors to work. And what do I mean by button styles? So button styles, we can have something like BTN pink like this. So we are working on this one, right? So BTN pink. I just have to add outline to it. Look what happens. See, now it's an type design. If I add an outline to something like that, what happens? So nothing happens. Though we have BTN default. There's so much going through my head right now, which would be good for black background. Can also use it for dark. All right. Then apart from outline, if you have a button color, so let's see BT and pink in here again. Right. They also have what you call clear. So instead of outline, can say clear here. If you say clear, now it glows when you go over it. So I can change this button to clear. So clear. So just add it here. Clear button. This is not just a blocky button. This is more of like what's the name again? Outline. Okay. And then look at what happens when you have an outline at the same time you also have AD flat. That's this button I'm talking about. So you have an outline here, you also have AD flat applied to it. It takes off that thing, but when you hover over it, it now brings, and that's also a nice design if you can use it, right? Okay, and then that has been the button shapes and the whole things. They also have button size there. All right, so let me just pull back a bit and go to 100% like this. Let's see how it looks like here. Okay. A button size, I just come in here again and do an A2 with title button size. So let me just consider a normal button, airDesign button, airDesign, right? So that's normal size button here, right? So we have extra small, just have to add ADX XS. I'll say extra small. That's extra small there. Then we have SM as small, so ADSM for small, which is bigger, slightly bigger than the normal that I'm using. Then you have ADMD. Now I normally use the MD for websites, so MD. Okay. And then you have the LG large, so AD LG, that's a large size. And we can also make it full, and full will just take the entire width. Look at this place, we also have full, so I can say AD full here, and take the entire width of its parent container, right? So AD full is here. You can make it MD2, so come big at the same time take the entire width. And so I think that would be short on buttons. That's what buttons are. So let's quickly go to buttons and icons here. So let's come to a new place here. I'll do A2 here. Do title. I say buttons and icons, right? And it's normal for everything. So hello, and I gave a class of AD BTN. That's what we have here. And I'm going to an icon in it. I think I will need a font awesome. So I have to quickly come in here and link font awesome. So CSS folder and then font awesome. Font awesome available. So I come down here. Let's say user. That's user. That's very simple, right? So hello user, and it works too. That's totally clean. And AD round, I can make it round. It still looks cool. I can make it bigger. AD MD, and it's totally nice, right? Okay. What if you only have like a button with the class of AD BT, and you're only looking to have only an icon in it, user? Okay, now there's a problem. See, let me make it a bit bigger. MD. So that's a problem. Now it has more space here than it has here. So to fix that, if you want to tell airDesign that this particular button contains only an icon, you have to add a class AD icon to it. So AD icon makes it perfect squared, right? So you can add AD block to it if you want to make it totally blocky side, or AD round. And look what happens when I add AD round to it. If I save it, and I have something like a fab, So not just this. So let's just give other examples and say search. Okay, and I have something like this, and I can apply color to a BTN pink, right? Okay, right, and so this is the size. You can make it bigger. You can make it extra small. Look what happens with extra small. That's small. You can make it SM. You can make it large, LG, if you want. All right. So without the icon, what happens with that icon? Look what happens. That's the shape you get. Then with the icon, you have this perfect thing, like fabulous. All right. so I add a class of addbtn in here, and I'm going to make it a bit bigger, so addmd here. So right, okay. So you see that you have shadows, and if I have ad flat to it, if I add ad flat to it, you're going to have totally a flat design, right? So ad flat, as I said, it's totally flat. Okay, but what if you want to have something like a raised button? So instead of having ad flat, let me just take this guy off first. Right now, you see this is totally flat. I have no shadows. This one has shadows around it, and it's also, you know, it shines when you go over it. To raise them, you can add ad shadows to it, and to have that kind of, you know, effects. Let me quickly put something here so that you can have it, you can see it properly. So when you hover over it, see, and that is different from a normal size like this, because it's now it looks more like popped up. And ad shadow too can be applied to cards, right? And last but not the least, concerning buttons, is to button groups. We want to quickly talk about button groups before I move on to the next topic. So for button groups, I'm going to do an a2 with a class of title and name button groups. All right, the button groups. So button group, how do you create a button group? So simply have to get a div first, a div, and then give the class of addbtn group. All right, then the btn group can now apply your buttons. Okay, so I can just say button addbtn, right? Hello. So I have the first button here. I can say developers. So we have second button here, right? And if I add an ad round to it, you have this nice shape. And if I add ad block to it, it's also totally way. So you can also have a color btn dark, and this is darker. You can apply it to all of them too. All right, and you can make it round. So basically, that's button group. Button groups, you create a div, you know, and you give it a class of addbtn group. Then you can now put your buttons within that particular, you know, div. Then after that, you know, you can apply colors and those sort of styles to it, and then the shapes can come here. You can give it a ad round to the button group, or, you know, ad block to it, right? So let's just say example. Let's say we are creating something like a Facebook and social network button group. So let's create a different one again. Just part it to btn group, right? And I'm going to create a button addbtn. I'm going to give the color of blue, so btn blue. Right, I'm going to say Facebook. Okay, so you see that's the first button, and I can add a second one, and I can call it, let's say, Twitter. Okay, so I have Facebook and Twitter. Instead of making it blue, I can make it prime. I think it's something like that. I can create a second last one called, you see, YouTube. I think it's something like, I don't know if pink can qualify for it. Let's just use pink or probably red. Okay, this is more like Facebook. I don't like the color, so okay, something like this. Okay, and of course I can add ad round to it. Round. Okay, so you have ad round, nice, see, like this. and we can apply icons too, right? So want to have someone have an icon for Facebook. So if Facebook, okay, am I okay? I'm Facebook, right? So apart from that, can see they have Twitter, right? And they also have YouTube. All right, so I think it's two. All right, something like this. So YouTube and those kind of stuff, they're all here. So what if I want to create a button group of only icons? So no name, only icons, no name, only icons. See, it perfectly matches. All right, so if you want to fix it, you could add the AD icons to all of these stuffs too, if you want. Oh, no. So right, and then you have a proper square with it. Nice. And something like this, sometimes you just do it all one color. Dark. Right, so let me just zoom in so they can see how it looks like, and that's very nice. It looks like this is too big for the space here. It's okay. I think you get it. So that's a quick way of creating button groups here, right? And I think that would be enough for buttons. So after buttons, let me quickly create something like section here to put everything there. Okay, so I have buttons here. So after buttons, let's move on to cards. We before we did something about cards, but we didn't really talk about this. So section, AD section. All right. Let's say hello. Okay, and if you want to add some sections, basically let me just give it a background color so that you can get it. So BG white, no BG pink, so that you can see what I'm doing. So that's section for you. If I don't add any section to it, it's how it is. So it doesn't have padding and those kind of stuff with it. So when I usually do website design, those kind of things with that kind of consistent padding. So I use that thing just to get it that way. Right. So let's take off the pink and do it normal. Okay. So if you're creating a card, you create a card. So basically a card will take almost 100% of it, but it has margins with it. So I'm going to use an example of a card. So I just use Dave and I'll create AD card, which tells us that airDesign's card, right? That's it. BG white. Let's see. And I'm going to put content in here. Right. Okay. Right. So let me divide it into three, or just do the div wrapper. So div AD row, right? And div AD column X. I'm going to do 4 of you. Alright, so let's start again with cards. So we'll do a quick div with a class of AD card. Alright, and I'm going to give it a background color so that we can see what we are doing here. Alright, and we're going to write, let's see, A2 card. Sorry. Okay, so that is a card. So I'm going to do a class of title, and now you see everything is now quickly arranged. I've seen some paddings here and stuff. So, but a card doesn't really fill everything. Let me just give it a BG of, let's say, pink. If it shows, you see that card leaves some kind of margins behind, But if you want to get rid of that margin, we have key class here called AD full. See, to make it full, so I can just add that in here. I can say AD full. And now to take everything. And by the way, it comes with that kind of curvy stuffs. That thing can be also be gotten rid of. So let me just put a paragraph here and then let's put any lorem here. Just so that we can have enough to play with. Right. So that's AD full. That AD full. Alright. So let me create 3 of these so that you can have a perfect, okay, something like this. So you leave something behind, right? So this is the default card. So if you want to add a second one, I'm just going to say this, we're going to have AD round with it, okay? AD round with a card, and this has curve via edges. And if you want to make it blocky, you have to do AD block, and that is a key class. So of course you can make it flat. So let me take off the pink background color. I'll just use it as an illustration. Alright, so you're seeing shadows. We have some shadows here, right? That's nice. So the first one, if I want to get rid of the shadow, what do I do? AD flat. Yeah, make a flat design. So it's taking it off. So compare this and this together. They are gone. And of course, you can add other things to it. Like you want to make it more round, it can be round to the same time flat. Or you want to make it block. See, and I can make it that color so that I can see what we are doing here. So that's totally block. If I make it round, that's a round, and without the shapes, it's just a bit curvy at the edges. And of course, I told you about the background color, and they are nice, but some of them needs to be worked on. Okay. So basically, that's it. So if you see a card, you can, if you have an A2 element in it or an element in it, and don't add a class of title, that's default. It just starts from the end there. But then you want to have that kind of padding, spacing, to make it more beautiful and consistent. You see that paragraph, without any paragraph, if you just put something raw there, you start from scratch, end to end. But then with the paragraph, we have, that kind of, as I see, there's a ruler here that's straightening it, and that's totally cool. Okay, so that's what it takes here. Right, so that's a card. This card, we add a card, just say card and then AD flat to make it flat, or and you also have that shadow thing. So I can say white here, normal white here. And I can, instead of flat, I can do it shadow. And I save it, and you see that it's more lifted up than the rest here. So I just go back to how it's used to be. I think this is okay. Right, so, and that's card. Card also have outlines, so I'm going to apply it here, the same place here. When it is dark like this, let me make it white first. Right, so card also have outlines. If you want to have an outline with this card, what I do is, let's say outline. We have an outline here. Right, so this card are without outline, but look at this card is with an outline. Even if it is not flat, you still see that outline with it, and the outline colors can be changed too. You can have outline pink, and it's pink now. Outline yellow. I use my staffs. Is there? I don't see it properly. Outline prime is there. Outline tea green is there, and I've used even some of them here. Outline here, and this a bit there. That's totally nice. And in other projects that I used outline too. So you also have outline here, right? And so you can even get rid of the background color if you want to see what is happening here. Okay. All right. So that's one thing. So we have outline there. Okay. So let me just take this colors off. So that's a tutorial, a quick crash course. So I'm moving so fast. Right, so that's card. And we want to now look at items. So card items. So I'm just going to copy this entire section, duplicating it. So you have two of them. So you have first one and second one. So I'm just going to look at list items. Okay, so list items. So list items. I'm just going to add a div first. Basically, let's talk about a list in HTML. Let me start from that place. We have, I'm just going to start on the other list and then list. I can say hello devs, and I'll say PHP. Right, I think I can even add more. CSS, HTML. Right, so we have these stuffs here, these items. And how then do we, I think I'm making it a bigger, wouldn't it? Would it? No. Right, I think so that you can view it properly. Sorry, this. Okay, so that's how a normal list looks like. So we can add a class of AD list here, and this what happens. It takes off all this kind of gushy stuffs, and now you have to tell them the items. So that's the class of AD item. Let's see. So you can apply this class to all these stuffs. Right, so that's very nice and cool. Make it a bit smaller. So that's how it looks like. The list item. It's not limited to only divs, only UL. You can just use a div for it too. Div for it too. And instead of LIs, you can use individual divs too. Here. Right, they all work. They still work, okay. And that's one of the beauty thing about this thing. And if you want to get rid of the under that lines here, you can just add flat, AD flat to it. So AD flat, get rid of one lines. Also add another one to, let's say, this place. So get rid of this. But if you want to apply it to all of them, then you have to put it at the AD list. So I can come in here and say AD flat, and I save it, and it take it off from all of that places, and that's totally cool. Okay, and with this thing to go back, the spacing within it, if you want to make it a bit smaller, add to ADSM to it, and then you see that it has now reduced in size a bit. Okay, and that's totally cool too. And there is this thing I added, some hover effects. If you want to have that kind of, if you are moving your mouse on it, you want to see that probably you're on this or that, you can add it to individual. Let's say this one, for example. You can add it to individual items. So I can say AD hover, right? Then when I hover it, now I'm now seeing the primary color. But because that's the default for all things I do. So you see primary color is here. prime, that's hover, and let me just add it to the HTML2. So you have hover here, hover here. But if you want the color to change, you have to change. You can change it, say hover and say pink, and then you have pink hovering now, and you can change the color to even dark. You can change to even white. As to see if you have a dark background, it will work cool. And if you want to see it, I can just change this thing to dark so they can see it. So here, so you have yellow. Right, and the list goes on. See green. All right, and yeah, I think that's enough. And let's do this thing pink. All right, that's cool. That basically list items. And list items could also contain a2 without any class, and I can say I can try to put this CSS there. A2 CSS here. I can say cascading style sheet. Okay, and that's totally nice. You can also make it smaller by bringing a3 here, and we did our best to match it, right? Okay, and I'm going to do another one here. So h3, so html, let's add a 5 to it. Okay, I'll just put it, and I say hyper text markup language. All right, and that's totally cool. So that's with items. AD item can stand without AD list. So I can bring something like this outside here and say JavaScript, and it still works. Okay, but I doesn't have the small, so I don't know. Small wouldn't work here except it's within it. Okay, so I think that's enough for list items here. We'll come back to it later, probably on a long to it. And then when we come to cards here, and for avatars, I can just create div with the class of AD avatar, and this is where the trick comes in. It starts with an image img, and after the image we now come to an a2 for the name, so the name of person or title, whatever you want. Then a paragraph now comes, then you give the comments. You can say, let's say email, okay, devs at air.com, something like this. And that's an example of an avatar. So let me just quickly duplicate it a few times. All right, a few times. That's an avatar. If I make it a bit smaller, or let's look a bit appealing to you. All right, and there's a normal size. So that's avatar, and the name is supposed to be there, but it's not showing. I've not shown it. So let me quickly find one of the images. Let me come to crash course. I'll come in here. I'll just say images, okay, and I'll try to find all the images on my stuffs that I use for building. So let's see air sites and images, and I'll just say user I'll just select, let's say female, and I'll get one of the banners, and probably I select this guy. I'll name it to banner. Okay, so now I can now go into images and I can select female. Right, so I just come in here, do it here, I'll save it. Okay, now we have nice images here. So the same thing applies to avatars. You can add a deep block to an avatar and now have something like this if you want it that way. Okay, let me just put it down here so I can have blocky element, and of course can add a D flat to get rid of the lines, and you can also add the AD hover, and then you have this nice effect just like this. So I can change the colors to say AD hover, hover. For AD hover, can you say hover prime, pink? So hover pink to change the colors to something else you want. All right. So that's a quick way of creating an avatar, and then not just this, you can try to also put this in a div. Like div has a class of add and you put it in, and this also works fine. All right, so you are considering the first one. And why did this thing come? Why did I even decide to go with this thing? Because with this thing I can give the background color of, let's say, dark here, and even if I don't have any image here, it's to show something here. Something will still come here, so without an image. And if I put an image there, the image would load there, and that's cool. And not just that, you can also have something you call, like, you can put the acronym of the person's name. I can say KO, and by default, look at how it appears. So if I add AD icon letter to it, I have this totally fixed. And of course, can I add the AD block to it to make it nice? Right. Yeah, that's totally nice. So you can do all these things with the avatar. They also have thumbnail. I think I'm almost done with the thumbnail. Like avatar comes with AD thumbnail, and the same way it has an image and your images. Let's go for images. I'll choose female, of course. And I have A2 and then title of story or something. Okay, good load here. Right, then can I have your paragraphs here and say hello there, and they can have plenty stuff. So basically that's how it works. Like that, you can also have a div here with addimg. You can put it in here. Right, so that's basically list items, avatar, and thumbnails. There's a way to add buttons to it. Let me see if I can quickly do it at the last one here. So I can try at least. No, and this. I can try button AD BTN. So AD BTN. Right. I can add something like an icon FA. I can say font. Let me see. And this is how it appears here. But if I add AD button, full name button, supposed to push it to the stream, right? And I can add a icon here too. It looks like there's not much space for it to act around. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I have to add AD button to the avatar itself. So we have it here. Okay. So AD button to the avatar itself, not the button here. So AD button full here, and then ADBT, and the normal way of adding button. Now, of course, I can hide it. I can make it AD flat to hide this thing. Or okay. Or if you want the effects, you can decide to just leave it there and just make it round. And that's totally nice. Okay. And yeah, I can shine it pink. Yeah, and the same thing can be applied here, can be done here. Yeah, and that is totally slick and nice. Okay, so I think after doing buttons here and doing cars and doing list items, what can be done again with airDesign? So form input. So I'll quickly come and copy this section again, the card sections, so that I can show something. So come back here to card sessions. Okay, so you see, so I'm going to do form inputs, right? Adding input to airDesign is simple. So we just start with a div in AD input, right? Then now put your input in it. Done. And that's how you create an input in airDesign. And of course, when you click on it, this is what happens. You have this kind of colors here. And if you want to change the color, you can do that. So let me just copy this person, put it here. And instead of having this blue color, I can do input pink if I want. And so this blue is pink, and this shows up here. All these colors can be applied to it. We're not going to go through them. All right, and you can do a placeholder, say enter name, right? And that's cool. Or you can add a label to it. Can add a label to it and say enter name here rather. Right, so I'll rather take this guy off. I have this, I feel like taking this guy off rather. And it's a bit bigger, it's not really aligned. And if you want this way, that's cool. Or if you want to make the label a bit smaller, you just have to add AD label. So with AD label, it's a bit smaller. That's nice. And that is the default button size. So you have to come in here and just do the same form. So it's around inputs. Okay, so I'll come and copy what I did here. That's what I did here, and I'll just paste them here. So I have the same thing here, and at the inputs, okay, so the AD input is the structure. I can just add AD round to it. Look what I have here now. It's now nice round, and I can do the same thing here for this person. It's here, and I can now also add the same thing. That's shapes. Okay, and that's still nice. I think I made this thing pink. I can't even do this yellow if I want. And that's yellow. but you're not seeing it well. Okay, see green, and that's it. Right, and just to show that other things can be applied, I'll change this input to select, and I'll do an option of male, and then female here. So we have it here. Let's select one of them. Of course, text areas also are there. You can have text areas. I'm just add it here. I'll take it off. Text area. That's how it looks like. You can apply the addition to it. And other input element also works here. And then we now have the block one. So you can just add AD. If I add AD block to, let's say, the first one, this one, so I'll say AD block here. Now it's totally blocked. It doesn't have any, those kind of stuff around it. So let's forget about it. I know you get it. And so I'll copy the same thing from here, and I'll say form outline, and I'll put it here. Okay, so form outline. So the first one, I'll just add an outline to it, and then this outline takes it off and makes it this way. So if I click on it, I have this nice design here. Just adding an outline to it, that's all. Adding an outline here, also add an outline here. Now I have this nice design here. Because the color can be changed if you want. And that's the quick way of adding, forms. And also they can also have, coming back here, they can also have icons in it. So I can put it in the spam, and I can say class FA user. Okay, like that. Okay, I have it here. And then to correct the space and everything, at the AD input, add a class of AD icon. And now you see that it moved up a bit. If I take it off, it's a bit down and it's a bit too darker. Back there, it's moved up a bit. And it can be applied to, now if I say name, by here, name starts from this place. Okay, and that's how you add something like that to it. So you just have to add an icon there, and then you have to put it this way. Let me just do a different example here. I want it to come here. So this is it, I believe. This place. Alright. So the same way, I'll just span first, an icon come in here. Class of FA, and I can say envelope. That's an envelope symbol. It's a bit down. If I add the AD icon to the form, telling the form input that there's an icon there, now it pushes up a bit, so I can now say email, and that's good. And you can also add a button to it too. How do I do that? I can say come down here and add a button ADBTN. I can say go. Right, look at how it is. Just think it's normal button, but then when I add AD button in full here, it pushes it here, just like how you add a button here, and that's totally nice. And I think it would be nice to do the same thing at this place. Yeah, so just correct this guy here, comes in here, and I'll just add it here. So after the icon, I can do AD button. Right, okay, and I can make it round here to AD round. Wow, and then that's actually sweet. Okay, you can even apply colors and other outline styles to it, and I think that is enough for forms. There are other styles apply we can do with it, but then we are doing a crash course. We're not doing the entire tutorial now, right? So after this, what can we do again with airDesign? So thank you very much for the tutorial, and if you have any comments and contributions and even critics to this particular CSS framework, let me be aware. If you have something special that you think that would really help us